Real Club Deportivo de La Coruña ± is a Galician professional football club based in the city of A Coruña ± Galicia. Founded in 1906. Depor has won the league title once in the 1999 Euro 2000 season and finished as runner-up on 5 occasions. The club has also won the Spanish Cup twice and has also won 3 Spanish Super Cups. The Blues and Whites have been irregular in top positions in La Liga in the last 20 years, finishing in the top half of the table in 16 out of 19 seasons. As a result, the club has been a regular participant in European competitions, playing in the UEFA Champions League 5 seasons in a row, and reaching the semi-finals in 2004. Deportivo have played their home games at the 34,600 capacity riser since 1944 when the stadium was built. Their traditional home kit consists of blue and white shirts with blue shorts and socks. The club has a long-standing rivalry with national opponents Celta de Vigo, and matches between the two sides are known as the Galician Derby. History. Foundation and first steps. In 1902 José Maria Abello, a youngster who had returned to his hometown after studying in England, introduced football to A Coruña ± The game gained rapid popularity and several teams were formed on an informal basis. In December 1906, members of Sala Calvet Gymnasium formed Deportivo de La Coruña ± naming Luis Cornedas the first president. In May 1907 Alfonso XIII of Spain granted the club the real denomination. Depor started playing at Reʻal de la Coruña, but soon moved to Old Riza, a new ground near the Riza beach. The team played friendly matches regularly and competed in local leagues, but failed to achieve success in the Copa del Rey in its early years. In 1920, the Olympics in Antwerp saw the debut of the Spanish national team. A good run for the Spanish side increased football's popularity, and as a result many teams gained professional status, and a league competition was formed and planned for the 1928-29 season. 1928 to Euro 1948 Segunda División and first spell in the top flight. In 1928, Depor failed to qualify for the first ever Primera División and took part in the Segunda División where it finished 8th out of 10. The team kept battling next years in a division that was going to suffer many structural and geographical changes. In 1932, Depor defeated Real Madrid in the Cup, which had gone unbeaten through the entire season in the league. In 1936, the Spanish Civil War broke out, so official competitions were abandoned until the 1939 Euro 40 season. That year, the Herculeans qualified for the promotion stage. The final game was against arch-rivals Celta de Vigo who were fighting to avoid relegation. Celta won 1-0 and remained in the top flight as Depor's expectations of promotion were denied. The following season the club reached the promotion playoffs again, beating Murcia 2-1 to achieve promotion to La Liga for the first time in their history. The first season in the top flight saw the club finish 4th. However the club declined in the next few seasons, finishing 9th, 12th and 14th in 1945 resulting in relegation. Instant promotion was achieved the following year but Depor were relegated again at the end of the 1946 Euro 47 season. Once again, the team gained instant promotion, in 1948. This decade saw Depor's entrance to the top flight, so the club decided to build a new ground, Riza, which is still their home. It was opened on October 28, 1944 with a league game against Valencia. In this era, the key player of the team was Juan ʻkluβ ± the club's keeper. Xanatas as he was known by locals picked up 4 Zamora trophies between 1942 and 1951, making him the second most decorated keeper in the Spanish league. 1948 to Euro 1957 the golden decade. The club ended the 1948 Euro 49 season in 10th place. The next season would see their first major achievement in the league. Depor finished as runners-up just 1 point behind Atlético de Madrid under the management of Argentinian Alejandro Scapelli, who brought to the club a group of South American players such as Julio Corcoran, Oswaldo Garcia, Rafael Franco and Dagoberto Mol, who made the team more competitive and able to remain top-flight status for 9 seasons in a row until 1957. It was a great period for the club, as honored managers like Helenio Herrera and players as +0 and local Luis Suarez played at the Riser. 1957 Euro 1973 Yo-Yo era. After 9 seasons in the highest tier, the team was relegated to the Segunda División Q10 in 1957 and stayed there for 5 seasons until 1962 when they were promoted into the top flight. This started a yo-yo era that led the club to be known as the Elevator Team. Promotions were achieved in 1962, 1964, 1966, 1968 and 1971. Subsequent relegations occurred during 1963, 1965, 1967, 1970 and 1973. The club failed to establish themselves at any tier, so happiness and sadness were mixed every season. Depor had one of the best youth systems at the time in Spain, as youngsters like Amancio Amaro, Severino Ruja, Jose Copyright Luis Veloso or Jaime Blanco started their careers at the Riser, being part of the future Spanish national team, and some of them such as Luis Suarez going on to play for larger clubs. However, the difficult financial situation of the club led to the forced sales of these players, and the team couldn't consolidate themselves in the top flight. However, this yo-yo era ended with relegation from the Primera División Q10 in 1973. 1973 Euro 1988 Dark Times. After being relegated in 1973, the team struggled in the second division but couldn't avoid another relegation and were condemned to the third tier for the first time in their history. However, Depor gained instant promotion and established themselves in the second tier for the rest of the decade. In 1980 Depor were again relegated to the newly created Segunda División Q10 B, the third tier, again for the second time in their history. Again this was short-lived as the team gained promotion the next season. Notably, Depor were relegated and promoted along with arch-rival Celta, who played during the 1980-81 season the most attended games ever in Spain's third tier. The club continued to play in the second division, having little chances of being promoted into the top flight. In the 1987 Euro 88 season, Depor struggled and only avoided relegation after Vicente Sliero scored a goal during added time against Racing de Santander in the last game of the season. This is often regarded as the end of club's dark times and the beginning of a new era. During this period, the club was heavily affected by financial difficulties and internal troubles, with managers being sacked almost every year. In the summer of 1988, an open and popular club assembly chose a new board of directors headed by Augusto Car copyright Zalendoiro. Depor had a debt estimated at 600 million pesetas, had been out of the top flight for 15 years and lacked established structures at economic and sporting level. 1988 to Euro 1999. Resurgence and Super Depor. Arsenio Iglesias, former player and manager, was again at the club by the time, and in the 1988-89 season Depor had a good run in the Copa del Rey, reaching the semi-finals but losing there to Real Valladolid. The year after, the team competed very well in the league and qualified for the promotion playoff, but expectations were denied again, this time by CD Tenerife. The 1990 Euro 91 season saw Depor finishing as runners-up, finally achieving promotion to La Liga after 18 years outside it. Additionally, the club's finances began to improve and social support increased, especially to youth groups. 1991 Euro 92, their first season back in the top flight saw Depor struggle, and they were forced to take part in the relegation playoff, beating Real Betis in a two-legged round. With Arsenio Iglesias taking his fourth spell as manager and experienced players added to the side as ʻkluβ Pez Ricart, Paco Lia +0, Claudio Barragán, Jose Copyright Luis Ribera, Adolfo Aldana, Donato, along with promising youngsters such as local boy Fran and Brazilians Bebeto and Mauro Silva, upgraded the team's level. 1992 Euro 93 Deportivo experienced a great time, being in top positions all season and finishing third after the two Spanish giants, qualifying for Europe for the first time in their history. That year the club provided Pichichi Trophy winner and Zamora Trophy winner. Also, Depor made a historic comeback against Real Madrid at Riazor, losing 0-2 by half-time but winning the game 3-2 and starting a run of 18 seasons to Los Blancos without a win at koʻRuɲa ±A. 1993 Euro 94 Depor had a fantastic season again, leading the table almost all year and coming to last day on top to face mid-table Valencia CF, knowing a win would ensure first league title in club's history. The game was very close, but near its end Sierra committed a penalty on Nando and Riazor went into craziness. Regular taker Donato had been substituted, so Serbian defender Miroslav Uka took it but Valencia's keeper Gonzalez caught the ball. Sadly, what became clear was that Deportivo saw their possible league title denied. After the frustration passed, the fans recognized the great season the club had achieved. Paco Lia ±0 picked his second Zamora trophy after conceding just 18 goals in 38 games. Depor made its debut in European competitions beating Aalborg BK and Aston Villa but losing to Eintracht Frankfurt in the round of 16. 1994 Euro 95 started with manager Arsenio Iglesias stating he would leave the club after the end of the season, though Depor made another great campaign finishing again as runners-up, this time to Real Madrid. UEFA Cup led Deportivo to be beaten again by a German side, Borussia Dortmund. But this season still hid a great surprise for the club. Depor made a fantastic run in Copa del Rey and got into the final for the first time in their history. Valencia were the opponents. On June 24, 1995, at Santiago Bernabeu Copyright U Stadium the final was leveled 1-1 when on 83rd minute referee Garcia Aranda suspended the game due to water collapsing the pitch after a strong storm. It was decided that the game would resume 3 days later. 7 minutes of magic for Depor, because a header from Alfredo Santillana gave the club their first ever major title. 2000, the silverware, Deportivo wins the Spanish League. 1999-2000, directed by Javier Irureta, and with players like Nabert, Diego Tristan, Jalmana, Fran, Roy Macar and Mauro Silva, the team finally conquered their first La Liga title, 5 points ahead of Barcelona and Valencia. With this title, A Coruña ±A became the second smallest Spanish city, which has a population of roughly 180,000, to have ever won the La Liga championship. During the 12 seasons period lasting from 1992 Euro 93 to 2003 Euro 2004, apart from winning the title in 1999 to 2000, Deportivo ended the season 4 times in second place, and another 4 times in third place, contesting the European Champions League 5 years in a row, and reaching the semi-finals once, in 2004. Their period in the top flight came to an end as they were relegated, finishing 18th in 2011. In the 2011 Euro 2012 season, Deportivo made an immediate return to the top flight, spending half of the season top of the league. Lasat Nuyori was the top scorer with 14 goals, Andres Cardedo the top assistant and Alex Bergantia ±0 the only player to participate in all league matches. Branding: the official badge depicts a knight's belt encircling the original banner of Sala Calvet Gymnasium. The crown in the center represents the club's royal patronage and a diagonal blue stripe its identity as a Galician club. Deportivo La Coruña ±A have always played in their famous blue and white stripes, but it was not until 1912 that the club made these colors official for matches. Deportivo continues to wear blue and white striped shirts with blue shorts and socks, yet their second and third kits change annually according to commercial interests. Their current shirt sponsors are Estrella Galicia, with Lotto manufacturing the kits. In recent years there has been increasing pressure from some supporters for the club to use the official Galician name of the city A Coruña ±A, but the right-wing adherence of prominent figures within Deportivo's current board has made this popular claim fall on deaf ears. Stadium information. Name: a Euro Riazor, City: a Euro A Coruña ±A, Capacity: a Euro 34,600, Inauguration: a Euro 1944, Pitch size: a Euro 105x68m, Other facilities: a Euro Ciudad Deportiva de Abegondo, Players, Current squad, As of July 23, 2014. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. From youth team. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Out on loan. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Coaches. Presidents. Statistics: season to season, seasons in Primera División Q10, 43, seasons in Segunda División Q10, 38, seasons in Segunda División Q10 B, 1, seasons in Tercera División Q10, 1, participations in UEFA Champions League, 5, participations in UEFA Cup, 5, participations in UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, 1, participations in Intertoto Cup, 2, latest seasons. Color: historic matches, La Liga. European tournaments. Internationals playing at Depor, honors, men's section, national titles, La Liga, 1. Winners, 1999 a Euro 2000, 2. Runners-up, 1949 a Euro 50, 1993 a Euro 94, 1994 a Euro 95, 2000 a Euro 01, 2001 a Euro 02, Copa del Rey, winners, 1994 a Euro 95, 2001 a Euro 02, finalist, 1910, Supercopa de España plus or minus a, winners, 1995, 2000, 2002, Segunda División Q10, winners, 1961 a Euro 62, 1963 a Euro 64, 1965 a Euro 66, 1967 a Euro 68, 2011 a Euro 12, Tercera División Q10, winners, 1974 a Euro 75, international titles, UEFA Intertoto Cup, winners, 2008, joint winner, runners-up, 2005, regional titles, Galician Championship, winners, 1926 a Euro 27, 1927 a Euro 28, 1930 a Euro 31, 1932 a Euro 33, 1936 a Euro 37, 1939 a Euro 40, runners-up, 1919 a Euro 20, 1924 a Euro 25, 1925 a Euro 26, 1929 a Euro 30, 1931 a Euro 32, 1933 a Euro 34, 1938 a Euro 39, Galician Cup, winners, 1945 a Euro 46, runners-up, 1935 a Euro 36, 1946 a Euro 47, 1964 a Euro 65, 2007 a Euro 08, friendly, Teresa Herrera Trophy, winners, 1955, 1962, 1964, 1969, 1995, 1997, 1998, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2012, Women's Section, Women's Spanish Cup, 1981, 1982, 1983, 1984, 1985, Indoor Football Section, Spanish League, 2007 a Euro 08, 2009 a Euro 10, Spanish Cup, 2007 a Euro 08, 2009 a Euro 10, Individual Trophies, Pichichi, 1992-93, Bebeto, 2001-02, Diego Trista N, 2002-03, Roy Macar, Zamora, 1941-42, Juan Aqua plus or minus a, 1942-43, Juan Aqua plus or minus a, 1949-50, Juan Aqua plus or minus a, 1950-51, Juan Aqua plus or minus a, 1953-54, Juan Otero, 1992-93, Francisco Laya plus or minus O, 1993-94, Francisco Laya plus or minus O, 1996-97, Jacques Songoo, Deportivo de La Coruña plus or minus AB. Deportivo de La Coruña plus or minus AB is the filial team of Deportivo de La Coruña plus or minus A. Founded in 1914 with the name of Fabril Sociedad Deportiva, it plays in Tercera División Cubden. Its stadium is called Estadio Ciudad Deportiva de Abigondo, with a capacity of 1,500 seats. In 1993 the team was officially renamed Deportivo B, although most locals still call it Fabril. See also: Richest football clubs, Teresa Herrera Trophy, references. External links, official website, Deportivo at La Liga, Football team profile, Football team profile, official international fan club, deportivo-la-coruña.com, unofficial Spanish fan site, riza.org, unofficial Spanish fan site, fortsadepor.net.